Hi, I'm Topex02 and welcome. Italy, just the name makes you think of ancient ruins, Renaissance art, rolling Tuscan hills, and of course incredible food. It's a country that many of us dream of visiting, a place that feels so familiar thanks to movies and books. But like any place that's so well known around the world, there are things about Italy that people often miss. Today we're going to uncover some of these sides. And we'll explore the common misunderstandings that tourists often have about this beautiful and complex country. So grab a cappuccino, if it's morning of course, get comfy, and let's get ready to explore the real Italy, the one that goes beyond the postcards. One of the really great things about visiting Italy is definitely the food, but here's where a big mix-up often comes up. Many travelers expect to find one kind of Italian food the same everywhere. The truth, though, is that Italian food is incredibly regional. Each region in Italy has its own special kind of food, so enjoy these regional foods and be adventurous. Now, let's talk about something that often confuses visitors, tipping in Italy. The short answer is that tipping is generally not expected in Italy like it is in other places. Service staff in Italy usually get a full salary, and tips are not seen as a big part of their pay. When you get the bill, or il conto as they call it at a restaurant, you'll often see a couple of things that might look new to you. One is servizio incluso, which means a service charge has already been added. Another common thing is the coperto, which is a set fee for each person. If you got really great service, leaving a little something to show you liked it is totally okay. Think more about rounding up the bill to the nearest euro or leaving a few euro coins on the table. The most important thing to remember is that you won't be seen as rude or cheap if you don't leave a tip. Okay, so one of the first things a lot of visitors notice in Italy is how the local folks are often dressed so well. Yeah, there's this idea that's a really big part of Italian culture called la bella figura, which pretty much means making a good impression. And it's not always about wearing super expensive designer clothes. It's more about looking put together, neat and dressing right for whatever is going on. You'll see Italians, even on a normal weekday, often choose clothes that look neat and stylish, but are still comfortable and casual. Now, this doesn't mean everyone is always dressed up super fancy, but there's generally a nice level of style, you know? Getting around in a different country always brings up the question of language. Lots of tourists wonder, will people speak English in Italy? The answer is usually yes, especially in the main tourist spots. In hotels, popular restaurants, and at major tourist sites, you'll usually find staff who speak English. But once you go off the main tourist paths, knowing English can drop a lot. This is where knowing a few basic Italian phrases can really change your trip. It's not just about getting things done, it's also a sign of respect and trying to connect with the local culture. Italians usually really appreciate it when visitors try to speak their language. So, what are some key phrases to learn? Start with the basics. Good morning, good evening, and hello. Please and thank you are super important. Excuse me is helpful for getting someone's attention or for saying sorry, I don't understand, and do you speak English can also be very useful. Even just learning these few phrases will make a big difference. Italy is a super popular place for tourists from all over the world, but some places get really crowded and you'll find tourist traps there. Staying away from these traps is key to having a real Italian adventure. Common signs are pushy restaurant staff outside and menus in many languages with photos. Look for experiences that connect you with how local people live. Explore local markets and visit shops where craftspeople make things. So to find the real Italy, be curious and go to places most tourists don't. Getting around Italy can be a really fun part of your adventure thanks to its public transportation system that usually works well and goes to lots of places. Italy has lots of different ways to travel, from super fast trains to local buses. For many trips between cities, the train is often the best choice, and you get great views too. The Italian train system is mostly run by two companies, Trenitalia and Italo. The Frecce trains are the high-speed ones, and they're comfy and quick. Booking your tickets ahead of time can often save you some money. And remember, it's really important to validate your ticket before you get on the train. For paper tickets, stamp them in the small validating machines you'll usually find on the platform. Getting around on local buses and subways is pretty easy too. You can buy tickets for these at tobacco shops, newsstands, or from ticket machines. For bus tickets, you usually need to validate them in a machine once you're on the bus. So, with a little planning, using public transport in Italy can be super helpful and make your trip even better. Italy might seem expensive, but you can totally enjoy it even if you're on a tight budget. Just be smart and make some clever choices. You can save money on places to stay by picking farm stays. These offer beautiful countryside settings at really good prices. Keep your food costs down by checking out local markets and enjoying aperitivo time. Walking around Rome, Florence, or Venice is a free treat. Besides the practical stuff like food, money, and getting around, understanding and respecting local customs is super important for a smooth and rewarding trip in Italy. Italians are usually warm and welcoming people, but knowing a few social rules can help you avoid any awkward moments by mistake. Greetings are a big deal in Italy. When you walk into a shop, a small cafe, or even an elevator with someone already in it, a simple buongiorno or buonasera is normal and really appreciated. Table manners have their own unwritten rules. For example, cappuccino in Italy is pretty much a morning drink, usually enjoyed before 11 a.m. Ordering one after a meal, especially dinner, is a classic tourist move that might seem a bit strange. When you visit churches, remember they are active places of worship. Keep your voice down, avoid using flash for photos, and don't eat or drink inside. By following these simple courtesies, you'll not only show respect, but you'll also open yourself up to a more real and smooth experience of Italian culture. So there you have it. A closer look at some of the common misunderstandings that tourists have about Italy, from the amazing variety of its regional food, to the little details about tipping and how important it is to make a good impression or bella figura. I hope this journey has given you some really helpful tips. Remember, traveling isn't just about seeing the sights, it's about experiencing a different way of life, opening your mind and welcoming new things. If you found these tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Share your own experiences or questions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Topec02 for more travel tips and insights. Thanks so much, and like they say in Italy, arrivederci, see you next time, keep on traveling.